Today, we're going to be taking a look at the best red theme loadout that you guys can pick up right now in CS2. I'll show you guys both budget and expensive options, so no matter what your price point is, there will be an option in this video for you. Starting off with the USPS, we have three different options that I do want to show in this video. The cheapest option right here is the check engine in field tested condition, coming in at only 79 cents. The issue with this is there is a lot of wear shown in field tested condition, so if you do have a bit more money, definitely pick it up in minimal wear or factory new. The middle tier option that we do have for the USPS is the Trader in battle scarred condition, coming in at $14.92. Even in battle scarred condition, there isn't really any wear shown, it's just a bit more dull in CS2. I definitely think this is still a great option for the price. The final and most expensive option we have for the USPS is the Kill Confirmed in minimal wear condition, coming in at $119.43. This is definitely the best option if you do have the budget. However, if you're choosing between these three and don't want to spend a lot of money, I would definitely pick up the Trader if you can afford it. If you're a fan of the P2000 instead of the USPS, the first option we have here is the Imperial in field tested condition, coming in at only 34 cents. You can't go wrong with this skin, it's pretty much all red and it definitely fits into a red theme loadout. The more expensive option that we do have for the P2000 is the Obsidian in factory new condition, coming in at $13.42. I really like the overall design to this skin and it definitely fits into this loadout. Jumping over to the Glock 18, the budget option we have here is the Candy Apple in field tested condition, coming in at only 67 cents. If you have a red theme loadout, you're definitely going to want to have the Candy Apple in this loadout. The other option we have for the Glock 18 is the Water Elemental in factory new condition, coming in at $20.33. This is an OG skin and it definitely fits into a red theme loadout. Moving over to the Tech 9, we only have one option here, and it's the Isaac in field tested condition, coming in at $4.45. Taking a look at the dual Berettas, the budget option we have here are the Panthers in field tested condition, coming in at $2.45. It reminds me a lot of the Candy Apple, however the red is on the bottom of the skin instead of the very top. This is still a great option for the price. The expensive option that we do have for the dual Berettas are the Hemoglobins in factory new condition, coming in at $15.99. This skin definitely has a lot more red compared to the Panthers, so keep that in mind if you do like this one more. Taking a look at the 5.7, the budget option we have here is the Urban Hazard in field tested condition, coming in at $2.07. In field tested condition, there is a tiny bit of wear that can be shown, so try to get one closer to minimal wear while not increasing your price. The expensive option we have for the 5.7 is the Berries and Cherries in factory new condition. This comes in at over $100 for one of the max red patterns. The most red patterns are 182, 206, 522, 546, and 761. Taking a look at the P250, the budget option we have here is the Muertos in field tested condition, coming in at $7.11. I personally think this is one of the best all-red skins in all of CS2. The expensive option we have for the P250 is the Crimson Kimono in factory new condition, coming in at $38.81. I personally would pick up the Muertos over this weapon. For the CZ75, there's only one option that I would recommend. We have the Red Aster in field tested condition, coming in at only 56 cents. Taking a look at the Desert Eagle, the budget option we have here is the Crimson Web in field tested condition, coming in at $16.69. Unfortunately for the Desert Eagle, this is the cheapest option for a red themed skin. The other option that we do have for the Desert Eagle is the Code Red in factory new condition, coming in at $106.82. Starting off with the SMGs, we're going to be taking a look at the P90 Shallow Grave in field tested condition, coming in at $3.03. This is the budget option for the P90, however I personally would not be picking this skin up. Another option that we do have for the P90 is the Fallout Warning in field tested condition, coming in at $13.54. The final option we have for the P90 and the most expensive option is the Cold Blooded in factory new condition, coming in at $60.92. However, even in factory new condition, there still is a ton of wear shown on this weapon. Moving over to the PP Bison, we only have one option here and you need to have this in a red theme loadout. We have the PP Bison Candy Apple in field tested condition, coming in at only 10 cents. Taking a look at the MP7, the budget option we have here is the Mischief in field tested condition, coming in at 27 cents. I'm personally not a huge fan of this skin, however there is a lot of red shown and it is a great budget option. The expensive option we have for the MP7 is the Bloodsport in factory new condition, coming in at $5.75. Compared to some of the other skins on this list, this still is a budget option and I personally would pick this one up over the other option. Moving over to the Mac 10, once again we only have one option and we will be picking up the Candy Apple in field tested condition, coming in at only 15 cents. Taking a look at the UMP 45, we only have one option here that I would personally recommend. We have the Full Stop in field tested condition, coming in at $1.57. Taking a look at the final SMG before we move on to the main primary weapons, the budget option we have for the MP9 is the Poison Dart in field tested condition, coming in at $1.54. You definitely see a ton of wear on this skin, so try to look for one with a better float. And of course, for the expensive option on the MP9, we're going to be picking up the Hot Rod in factory new condition, coming in at $213.86. If you do have the budget, this is definitely one you want to pick up. Jumping over to the main primary weapons in CS2, starting it off, we have the FAMAS Survivor Z, field tested condition, coming in at 44 cents. Definitely a very scratched up skin, however that is the theme of this weapon, so it does fit nice into a red theme loadout. Jumping over to the AK-47, unfortunately we don't really have a very budget option. This is the cheapest option, which is the AK-47 Orbit MK01. Field tested condition, this comes in at $25.18. Your only other option really is to pick up the AK-47 slate and throw 5 red stickers on it. The expensive option we do have for the AK-47 is the Bloodsport in factory new condition, coming in at $245.17. This is definitely a super clean skin, however there is a lot of other colors going on throughout this weapon. Keep that in mind if you do want to pick this one up. Moving over to the M4A4, the budget option we have here is the Converter in field tested condition, coming in at 57 cents. Keep in mind that this is extremely worn even in field tested condition. I personally would not be picking this skin up. If you do have a few extra dollars to spend on the M4A4, I would personally pick up the Evil Daimyo in field tested condition, coming in at $3.53. And of course, if you have an insane budget, you can pick up the Howl in factory new condition, coming in at $6,900. I unfortunately traded away my factory new Howl back in 2016, and I definitely do regret it. Jumping over to the M4A1S, the budget option we have here is the Night Terror in minimal wear condition, coming in at $1.21. It is a very purple skin, however there is a ton of red writing going throughout the weapon, so I did include it on this red theme loadout. Once again, if you do have an extremely high budget, I would recommend picking up the M4A1S Hot Rod in factory new condition, coming in at $1,475.08. Taking a look at the Galil AR, the only option we have on our list here is the Signal in field tested condition, coming in at only 84 cents. For the SG553, the budget option we have here is the Fallout Warning in field tested condition, coming in at $2.99. I'm personally not a huge fan of this skin, however it is a great budget option. Once again, we do have another weapon with a Candy Apple option. For the SG553, the expensive option here is the Candy Apple in field tested condition, coming in at $8.58. Jumping over to the AUG, the budget option we have here is the Radiation Hazard in field tested condition, coming in at $2.69. Once again, if you do have a more expensive budget, you can pick up the Hot Rod in factory new condition, coming in at $487.31. Taking a look at the Scout, the only option we have here is the Redstone in factory new condition, coming in at $7.82. It's a bit more of a dull red compared to all the other reds on this list, however it still fits into this loadout very nicely. Taking a look at the AWP, the budget option we have here is the Acheron in field tested condition, coming in at only 61 cents. The expensive option that we do have for the AWP, and my personal favorite red skin on the op, we have the Wildfire in factory new condition, coming in at $189.78. Before we move on to some glove and knife combos for a red theme loadout, I'll be giving away this Glock 18 Water Elemental to help you start off your red theme loadout. All you need to do to enter the giveaway, drop a like on the video, and comment down below your favorite 3 red skins from this video. Taking a look at some of the first gloves and knives for a red theme loadout. For the knife, we have the Shadow Dagger Autotronic in field tested condition coming in at $136.62. You can also swap this out for any other item with the Autotronic option. For the gloves, we have the Bloodhound Charred, field tested condition, $152.25. There isn't a ton of red on this glove, however, I personally still think it is an option for a red theme loadout. Another set of glove and knife combo you could pick up for CS2, we have the Falchion Knife Slaughter in factory new condition, $370.30. Once again, you can swap this out for any other knife with the Slaughter option. For the gloves, we have the Crimson Web, field tested condition, $332.17. The final gloves and knives that could fit into a red theme loadout. For the knife, we have the Navaja Doppler. This is the ruby finish in factory new condition, $487.91. Just like all the other knives on this list, you can swap this out for any other Dopplers in the ruby condition. To finish off the gloves, we have the Blood Pressure, field tested condition, $218.86. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this red theme loadout in CS2, and hopefully you guys got a ton of different options you can pick up for your red theme loadout if you do want to build one. If you enjoyed, drop a like, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.